Hi, this is Tweek. Welcome to another episode of Tweaks with Tweek. Today we're going to make a half cluster ball, step-by-step instructions on how to do that for your future projects. So join us. The supplies you'll need for this project are beads, wire, and some pliers. The wire that I use is a 0.018 inch bead along wire, and today I'm using some plastic beads. So let's get going. I will need a couple feet of my wire. So I'm just going to use my table as about a 4-foot table, and I'm going to go probably closer to 3 feet of wire. Give it a snip. The bigger a bead you use, the more wire you're going to use. So I've got my wire. I need 20 beads. No matter what size of bead you are going to use, you'll need 20 of them to make half of a cluster ball. So I'm putting them in the sequence. We need 5 beads lined up, then 4. And this may seem a little bit mundane, but it helps me, and I do it every time I make a cluster ball or a half beaded cluster ball. I get it in line because this guides you along each sequence as you make the cluster. And 2, and that adds up to 20 beads. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We've got the beads we need, and these can all go off to the side. I've got my wire, and I'm going to string the first 5 beads onto the wire. These are really simple, light plastic beads, so you don't get the sound you'd get from glass beads, but these will look very pretty when they're done. I'm going to buddy up the 2 ends of the wire, because I want these beads to be as centered as possible on the wire. Okay, I've got the 5 beads strung there. I'm going to bring the left side wire, and I'm going to pass it through the last bead in that 5 set and pull through. So we have our first little pentagon of 5 beads. I want to make sure that I have that little set as centered as possible, and you can see how it kind of they slip around a little bit. So I would like them to be as close as possible in length. Okay, they're slippery. We'll keep them tight as you can. A left side wire and a right side wire. You always bead from the right side and cross over and in from the left side. So we've got 4 beads here. And we're going to string 4 beads onto the right side wire. It's very quiet with these plastic beads. Okay, and you let them meet up. And we bring the left side wire in and go through that last bead and pull through. Now you've got 2 sets of 5 hooked together. Left side, right side. Boy, they're slippery. And the curvy part is facing me. The next amount of beads will be 3. 3 beads strung onto the right side of the wire. Okay, they meet up. Bring the left side over and come through that last bead. Pull them tight. Oh, there we go. Now we've got 3 little sets of 5, 3 little pentagons. Okay, we take that left wire we just came out and go into the next bead where you came out, the next little neighbor there, and Pull that through. I'm trying to keep this tight, but this is what you have so far. You've got 3 circles of 5, 3 little pentagons. You have your left side wire and your right side. They're really off balanced right now, but it should be okay. That's why I like more wire than less, because I want, when things start slipping around, I still have enough to finish the project evenly. Okay, left side, right side. Okay, we've got 3 beads coming on the next round. 3 beads strung on the right side of the wire. They meet up. You bring the left side over and go through that last bead. So it's the same process all around. Each time you bring the right side for beading, the left side to cross over, and then you buddy up that. When you came out, go into the next bead, and that hooks them all together. These are really slipping around, but you can see how this is working. To orient myself, I'm going to keep this curvy turtle shell. Think of it that way. That side towards me, and that gives me again a right side and a left side. We've got 3 beads to add in this round. So 3 beads strung on the right side wire. Okay, they meet up. You're making a series of 5 each time. Bring the left wire over and cross through that last bead. We're almost done. Look at that. Almost done. It looks like a little cave for a little tiny person. So take where you came out and go through the next 2 beads. We're setting up 3 beads here, and there's 2 left to add. So you can see what we're doing here. 3 beads between the 2 wires. We're going to turn it around so that the concave curved part is near me, facing me. Left wire, right wire, and there's 2 beads left. 2 beads to be strung on the right side. Okay. Bring the left wire over, go through that last bead. And you have made a half shell or a half cluster bead. I use these for a lot of different projects. I like to get them made ahead. But to finish this off, this is very slippery beads and wire for whatever reason today. I'm going to run the wire just along the edge. Try to keep it taut with my left hand and run this wire along the edge just to give it a little more strength on the edge. Okay, and make sure that it pulls them tight together. The less gaps, the better. So this is just, you don't have to do this. This is just my way of adding some strength to the cluster ball. Sometimes you get a lot of wire. If I use some really big beads, you just got to be patient with the wire. It flips around, it slides. Just keep at it. It all works out. Now this one here, that kind of got stuck around that bead. Here we go. Try again. Okay. The more you do these, the faster you'll get at them too. This pattern works for any size bead. The only thing that will differ, aside from the bead you're using, is the amount of wire you'll use. So the smaller the bead, the less wire you'll use. The more wire is, the bigger the bead, the more wire you'll use. I'm going to go 2 more this way. Boy, this has been a very slippy, slidey. These beads are, I think it's probably because the hole in the center is bigger. So I worked my way around, just skipping along the edge there, pull it tight. And now I want to take this wire, which is one of the reasons why I like it. It's so easy to work with. I'm going to put 2 knots to end this. Pull it tight. That's a simple knot. I think I'm going to do one more just to ensure that it stays there. And then I'm going to use my pliers to make sure I give that a nice tight tug. Okay, and now I'm just going to snip very closely to the edge of that knot. And there is our half cluster ball. I will be starting some new projects, 5-minute projects, using some of these half cluster beaded balls. So this will come in handy. Get used to making them. They'll get better as you go, get easier to do. So if you like what you've seen here today, give us a like, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to ring the bell so you know when another episode of Tweaks with Tweek is coming along. Get to it. Learn how to make these. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to do some neat stuff with them. See you again.